Alrighty, the current time is 9 a.m. on this Monday morning, June 23rd, 2025. And this is my little bit of curiosity within the political realm, in which we are going to look at two different symbols here. Okay? Now, do we know what symbols these are? And you might be able to hear it in the background. Yeah, we've got lawn maintenance here doing their thing. I'm glad that I took care of the cats early on this morning. Got that out of the way before these guys showed up. And so I'm going to go ahead and take care of this while they're still out there doing that before I head downtown. So anyways, we have two symbols here. Do you know these symbols? Okay, this right here, the minus sign, the dash, or the hyphen. Okay? The slash. I'm just going to use that. I'm not sure right offhand exactly what you call this, which is used in my dating, okay? Such as 5, 27, 67, you know, this is the divider line between those numbers, or it can be this way, you know, either way. But, so, typically, this as a hyphen in between numbers will mean through. Okay? So if you see this dash or hyphen in between a couple of numbers and it is not a subtraction equation, okay, so it's not the minus sign, but the dash or the hyphen, it will mean through. Okay? So if you have 3 through 10, 1 through 10, okay? We do not use this when this is being implied as the definition being through. This, in between numbers, is a divider, such as in a date, between day, month, and year. Okay? So, within the political realm of today, and through this president, Donald Trump, we have seen the MAGA hat, right? And we've seen various forms now. Through colorations. Red and then white. And we have to also go into that dragon aspect of the phase that took place in the fight and struggle between the red and white dragon. Okay? But this is my little conundrum here of curiosity. Okay? Are you ready? On the MAGA hat that Donald Trump wears, regardless if it's red, white, black and gold, we see this. 45, the 45th president, the 47th president. But why are we seeing a hyphen when it means through? Should it not be this slanted line indicating a difference and not the missing 46, supposedly that of Biden, right? What is he actually stating here? Did he reign from being the 45th president and through into this 47th? Is that what he is trying to claim? Because otherwise, should it not be seen as 45 slash 47. Rather than 45 through 47. To me, this is a serious curiosity, because he was not 46. So how can he claim 45 through 47? It should not be that. It should be that, right? Yeah. I'm very, very curious about this. Okay, so let's just continue on with just one more side note that I'd like to make mention of, as I am getting ready to head down to the post office to send out some correspondence, and one of which being Consumers Energy, okay, in which my last bill that I just opened had this pamphlet in it, okay, our electric safety guide, and it's got all kinds of nifty little information here, okay, top safety tips, and hey, what's up with the power outages, and then which they state right here, and whether we can actually see this or not, maybe I'll just have to do the zoom bit here. Okay, we may need to turn power off. Okay, that's the first thing. What's up with power outages? And the first thing they claim is we may need to turn power off. And here they are talking about rolling blackouts, right? Yeah. Okay, and then they continue on with, okay, before an outage. Here, let's just do this. Before an outage. During an outage. Okay? After storms. Now, here's something else that I am going to bring up once again because of situations around here where outdoor projects, well, what are you supposed to do first? You are supposed to visit or call good old Miss Dig. Okay? I brought this up before. Oh, and then of course we got, that last little thing here. Yeah. We got to make sure that we bring this about. So, yeah, and of course, they are not and never have been a reliable power company. And so when I read in black and white, we may, and you have to understand the difference between the word may and might. May means permission. So just contemplate that. All right? We are, after today, of course, being once again in the mid-90s and possibly higher, of course, not including those heat indexes, feel like temperatures, which is malarkey. Stick with the actual temperatures at hand, and enough with these foolish narratives that makes it feel that much more miserable, because you get into people's heads with that kind of nonsensical talk. It's like, oh yeah, fill a glass 110% of the way. Yeah, that kind of foolishness. So when they were talking about these rolling blackouts, these power outages and whatnot, and the permissions, okay, they are being given permission to orchestrate blackouts. Why? Once again, because energy needs to be diverted to a much greater source than what we, the common people, are privileged of having. And that's why it took these guys so long to restore power. They're part of an orchestrated measure and have been for the longest of times. Why? Because they want to blame the weather too. And we know the false narratives in regards to weather, that it is not real anymore and possibly never has been. These are part of the problem. And of course, that restructuring of the national grid, the power grid. Yeah, research into that a little bit over the super generators and how many there might be throughout the United States that is powering the energy grid. Wake up, people. I'm just explaining and questioning. And sometimes I might even question my own explanations. Why? Because I don't even want to believe them. But when the facts are there, when all the evidences are there, there's no more theories. I've known employees. Okay? I've had very close connections with consumer workers in the past. I have a lot of information over many things that I could come out and reveal and expose that much more. But once again, I have to do things according to how it comes to me. This came to me. I now use it as part of my evidences. Just like this. Are they connected? But of course they are. So, have I given you something to think about? Good. Because it's been giving me a few things to think about. So on that note, it's time for me to get out in the heat and humidity, get in a little bit of exercise, come back, resume my day with nature, and whatever else might come along. So on that note, take care. Have yourselves a great one. If you want, come on back and visit me again.